Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. I am your host, Kaylin John Louis, and I am so excited to be on the air with you all today. I hope everybody has had a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed your Valentine's Day weekend. You know, if you had somebody that you celebrated, or even if you just celebrated yourself, I hope that you took time to show yourself love. And I hope for those who listened last week, you got some tidbits from what I was talking about, because that was one real good show. But as we are on the show today, I want to thank every single person who consistently listens every single week. You all motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing, and I just am so happy that I'm able to have this platform where I can continue bringing inspirational and educational conversations where you really get to learn more things. Of course, I do inspiration, but you all know as well, I love highlighting things that are going on in the community, because that's me. I'm community based, and that's what I do. And so before I go into the show, please download the Hallelujah 95.3 app. And I know I say this every week. That's mainly because I know all the time everybody may not be able to hear things on the radio. So get in the app. You can listen to the show on the go on your electronic devices, and you're able to share it with your family and friends so that they can tune in as well. So please do so, because I really do think that today's conversation is going to be informative. You may learn some stuff you never knew before, and it's going to give you an opportunity to see some new things. And like I said earlier, one of the things I love about my platform is bringing awareness to important issues, especially those that affect us the most. And as we celebrate Black History Month, it's essential that we also celebrate Black health awareness. Did you know that kidney disease disproportionately affects minorities, especially African Americans? It's often called a silent killer because many people don't realize that they have it until it's too late. That's why events like the Tallahassee Kidney Walk are so important, not just to raise awareness, but to support those who are battling the disease. So joining me today, I have the Chief Executive Officer for the National Kidney Foundation of Florida, and we're going to talk about the upcoming Tallahassee Kidney Walk, how you can get involved, and most importantly, what you need to know to protect your kidney health. And we will be talking, like I said, about the 2025 Tallahassee Kidney Walk. But before my guest does come in, I love to give everyone a proper introduction, and my guest is none other than Miss Savannah Lanza, who I said again is the Chief Officer for the National Kidney Foundation of Florida. She's been an employee for NKF of Florida for 13 years, serving in many capacities. She received a Bachelor of Science degree from Florida State University in 2012 and a Professional Master of Science in 2017 from her alma mater. Her involvement in the NKF of Florida started at an early age when she began volunteering at the NKF Rich Salick Surf Fest by coordinating the amateur surfing competition in the early 2000s. In 2012, after graduation from FSU, she brought on NKFF staff as the event director for the Surf Fest, and then was promoted to CEO in 2018 following many years of working in development as at the foundation. She is now responsible for all operations at the NKFF, including 9 kidney walks, 4 golf tournaments, direct patient aid, free community health screenings, professional and patient education, patient advocacy, and all other additional fundraisers and programs. Her drive and passion for the mission keeps her connected to the patients and peers with whom she works daily. And I am so excited to have her on the show with me today. Welcome to the show, Savannah.
Hello. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Of course. Thank you so much for being on with me. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and jump right into it. Can you tell the audience a little bit more about what the Tallahassee Kidney Walk is and how it impacts our community?
Yeah, so this is actually only our 3rd year doing the Tallahassee Kidney Walk. So we were very excited to bring it to the state capitol. We do 8 other kidney walks throughout the year. So it was only, fitting that we finally came to Tallahassee and started a walk at Cascades Park. And this event is in conjunction with our Florida Renal Association Kidney Day that we do in the state capitol on that following Monday. So we have a bunch of legislators and walkers and industry professionals, clinicians, and of course, patients that come out on that day to Cascades Park. It is free to come out to walk the about a 1.5 mile route that we have. And before the walk gets started, we're actually going to have different speakers, possibly some legislators, definitely some patients that come out and share their stories with everyone and raise awareness and raise funds for the National Kidney Foundation of Florida.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, everybody knows that Cascades Park here in Tallahassee is really a big hub for a lot of the walks and awareness that we have going on in the Tallahassee community. So I'm happy to learn more, about the Tallahassee Kidney Walk, because I didn't know much about it either. But I, of course, wanted to share it with those listening, because everybody is affected by something in their family, and kidney disease does tend to affect a lot more people than we realize, the same way Alzheimer's and cancer and other diseases do. And so I want to kind of learn more, of course. Why is the event important for raising awareness and supporting those who are affected by kidney disease?
Yeah, so 1 out of every 3 individuals actually is at risk for kidney disease, and 1 out of 3 actually has kidney disease, and 1 out of 7 is at risk for kidney disease. So you can imagine the impact that this has on the community. Minorities, African Americans, and Hispanics are 1.5 to 3 times more likely to develop kidney disease. So it's really important to get that information out to the communities, because the more you know, the better you can be prepared to, take on your own healthcare journey and get tested, understand what your lab work means. So this walk is a great way for us to come out into the community, bring people together, celebrate those that are affected by kidney disease, whether they're on dialysis or have had a transplant, but also to spread awareness about the risk factors, which are diabetes and hypertension, as well as family history, and make sure that people that may not even know that they have kidney disease are getting tested and understanding what those factors mean. 90% of those that have kidney disease don't even know that they have it. So that's a huge number. And so many people wind up just crashing into dialysis and needing treatment. Whereas would they have gotten tested sooner? Would they have, done a simple blood and urinalysis sample? We could have, they could have known that they have those risk factors and could have taken preventative action to slow the progression of kidney disease.
Wow. Thank you for sharing all those facts and figures. I mean, to know that it's something that, is kind of right in your backyard. A lot of people experience the small symptoms, and even you mentioned, diabetes and hypertension. That's something that people deal with on a daily basis. There's a lot of people who that's hereditary, it's in their families, and they may not even know that it links to kidney disease or that those things can be signs. So I hope those listening are definitely taking signs. I'm always be a big advocate of making sure that as you are taking care of yourself mentally, that you also go to the doctor, that we normalize going to the doctor, normalize getting checked and tested for anything, because you never know what you could be dealing with. And it's always good to make sure everything's good within you. Now, I said earlier in the beginning that kidney disease is often called a silent killer. Can you explain why that is, and what people, I know you, of course, listed, the information about it, but why, what should people really know about the fact that kidney disease is a silent killer?
Yeah, so kidney disease has different stages. So from 1 to 5, with 1 being no indication of loss of kidney function, all the way up to 4 or 5, which is end stage renal disease, where you do need dialysis treatment in order to have your kidneys function and filter out your blood, which is what the kidneys do. They're the body's filters. So they take all the toxins out of your blood. Without a dialysis treatment, you would not be able to survive if your kidneys were in failure. So the reason it's called a silent killer is because there are really no really no indications of symptoms until you're at stage 4 or 5 and you need treatment. So you could be at late stage 3 or early stage 4, which is really critical, and being able to reverse or prevent continued failure of those kidneys, but you might not even notice a thing. You might have a headache here and there, just normal things like fatigue that anyone could really be experiencing and not thinking that there's a serious problem, such as severe kidney function decline. So because of that, it's important to get your lab work done, which is just blood work and a simple urinalysis. Put those factors together, which any one of your, general primary care doctors could do to give you the overall health of your kidneys, and stage it appropriately so that if you are in earlier stages, like early 3 or early 4, you may be able to take some lifestyle changes, such as eating differently, making sure you're drinking enough water and staying hydrated, getting exercise, really trying to lower your blood pressure. There's actually now medications that can slow progression of kidney disease. So you can make these changes early on and not even have to worry about winding up in dialysis. And dialysis is something that, if you're not aware, it's very hard on the body. So in addition to kidney disease, you're likely to develop other comorbidities like heart disease or vascular disease, because dialysis leads to all of these other complications within your body. And it's really tough on people as well. It's normally 3 times a week. If you go in center, which most people do, you have to go to a dialysis center, sit there for 3 to 4 hours while you are hooked up to a machine, and the machine takes all your blood out and cleans it and basically puts it back into your body. So you feel extremely tired and like you just run a marathon when you go to treatment. And then you do it all over 2 days later, forever and ever, until you either get a kidney transplant or unfortunately would pass away. So there's really no cure for kidney disease once you're in those late stages and have complete kidney failure. So that's why we really encourage everyone to make sure that they're staying on top of their own health and understanding what their kidney health is at that moment.
Wow. I'm learning stuff too. That's why I'm sitting here just, hearing all of this, because, I've known people, of course, who've dealt with this disease. I didn't see it firsthand, but it sounds like, again, just another version of cancer in a whole another way. Just thinking about the fact that the physical strain that it has on a person, but also the mental strain of maybe there being moments where you're just kind of uncertain that if the treatment that you're doing is actually working to push through. And I want to give a shout out to anybody who, may be dealing with this disease right now, may have lost somebody from this disease. Just knowing that it's something that can affect people in several ways is big. I mean, of course, it affects the person who's dealing with the disease, but then it also affects the people that love them and care for them as well. Have you seen any of that, while volunteering with the organization?
Yeah, and you're exactly right. The mental toll that this takes on individuals is huge. So there's actually depression screenings that take place within dialysis centers, and social workers are trained to work with patients and bring them to mental health counselors and professionals, because when you're having to go through this and you're having to do treatment that many times a week, you likely are going to lose your job, because how can you work 5 days a week or during normal business hours and go to dialysis? Some people that have to keep their job end up going to dialysis treatment as early as possible, 5 a.m. and working all day. So it's just hard to be a normal, functioning individual out in the community. It's hard to maintain relationships. It's really tough for any patient to go through treatment and to kind of live this normal life that they once were used to. So it's really important also to make sure you're staying on top of your mental health for any patients that are dealing with this.
Please take care of your mental health. I say that all the time. You're not going to be able to do anything if what you have going on inside your mind, inside your thoughts, the way you think, it's not going to correlate, because at the end of the day, that's where it starts. But I really do feel like we have to do more conversation about, kidney disease, because I've heard so much, about Alzheimer's and about the other different diseases, but there are a lot of times where if you don't know information, then you don't know what's going on. You don't know how to check. So, y'all, please get screened. Please make sure that you're doing your blood work. Please make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you're able to, fight this disease and look out for it. Do family history checks. I know me personally, when I've gone to the doctor, switching over from, pediatrics to get primary care doctor, they're asking me questions of what's in your family history. Does anybody have this? Does anybody have that? So you're able to pinpoint kind of where things can come from. But now that we've talked, about the overview about kidney disease, can you talk a little bit more about your involvement with the organization? I mean, you've been with NKFF for over 13 years and even started as a volunteer. What keeps you motivated to keep going in this work?
Yeah, so I was fortunate to get started with like some amazing patients that were running a surfing festival over in Cocoa Beach, Florida. It's actually going to be our 40th year running the surf festival this coming year. And this transplant patient, he had had 3 transplants throughout his lifetime, was a pro surfer, and actually got me interested in and started, volunteering with that event. He's a dear family friend, and it's just wonderful to kind of be able to still be around and be able to now be employed by this wonderful foundation. And the day-to-day, just getting to speak with patients who you can make such a lasting impact on, whether it's through our direct financial assistance program or through our support groups. We're now working with more of like the primary care world and trying to get in and educate these patients and their providers on kidney disease, because even providers, they're dealing with so many different things that kidney disease isn't at the forefront of, their thoughts every time they're seeing a patient. So it's just great to be able to continue to spread the awareness and to make just even what might be a small change for a patient. It might be $100 food card that they can now go and get groceries for the next couple weeks with, and that makes such a huge difference in their lives. We are also able to pay for their past due rental or utility bills if they send in application requests for those. So a lot of these patients have called and we're about to get their lights turned off, and we were able to get that paid for and help them continue to be able to function and get what they need through our foundation. So just making those day-to-day interactions and supporting those patients has been incredible to see.
I love that y'all are giving them support. That's the biggest thing that people need more. I know a lot of times people, ask for prayers. They ask for people, to keep up with them and talk to them. But there's so many people who don't have the support. And that's the reason why, of course, I really wanted to be able to allow you to come on the platform and share, because not many people know about these type of resources. They don't know about, organizations who are in the community, who are trying to educate people, who are giving others resources and having different events like this where they're able to, see others. Because I think for me, while I'm not, I don't know much about not Tallahassee kidney, but about kidney disease itself. Of course, we had a family friend, Miss Wendy Robinson, who, passed away from the disease, and seeing how, that affected those around her, and seeing my world. I mean, I'm in the Alzheimer's world. I know more about everything there, but knowing that when I see people who show up at the Alzheimer's walk, when I see others who are going through the same thing, it still gives me hope, and it gives me, a different perspective of what's going on. And that's why I encourage y'all to go out to the Tallahassee Kidney Walk. You may meet people you never know who are dealing with the same thing, family members who you may be able to have a conversation with, and you may not have anybody else in the world who's able to understand what you're going through or understand the feelings that you're having. But events like Tallahassee Kidney Walk, where people come together and are dealing with the same things, you're almost given a safe space in one event, in one place. But for those listening, are there any ways that they can take control of their kidney health? I mean, I know you mentioned some earlier, but is there anything they can start doing today, even if they're as young as I am, as 19 to, as old as 60 or 70? Is there anything that they can do currently to keep themselves, up to date with their health?
Yeah, and that's where it all starts, right? Is being, young and aware and making sure that you're taking the right steps to prevent any loss of kidney function. So when we're born with normally two healthy kidneys. As we age, they start to decline as you do things to your body, like eat a lot of sodium, don't stay hydrated. If you're overweight, if you develop high blood pressure, all those things start to knock off, kind of like years of life of your kidney function. So the younger you start and the more you do now to continue to preserve your kidneys, the better you're going to be at age 50, age 60. We know that at those ages, especially over 60, kidneys are going to start declining in function. But if you were very healthy throughout your lifestyle, and I'm talking like, just easy things to do. I mean, not everyone's going to be able to go out and run a marathon, but go out and make sure you're getting 10,000 steps a day and walking, and don't add sodium to every single thing that you eat. I know that's a tough one for a lot of people, is changing their diet, but we can make these changes now and we can live longer, healthier lives. And no one wants to wind up on dialysis. No one wants to have to go through that. So it's worth those small sacrifices, to be able to live a very healthy and happy life. And quality of life is the most important thing for all of our patients. So we want to make sure that they can take those steps now. And this is a preventable disease.
That's good. I also know from like my own research and doing different things. I mean, also make sure that as much as you're exercising and as much as you're eating, you're also monitoring other habits in your life, such as maintaining healthy weight, making sure that even if you are somebody who indulges in different substances, be careful of the things that you indulge, because those could ultimately affect the different bodily organs that you have as well. I mean, the biggest thing that we all have to do, I think, me in the last year of just being in this whole adulting thing, I've learned for myself that there's so many things that you have to continue to prioritize, from when you're young adult all the way into your older adult, making sure that I'm, for my own self, I'm walking more, I'm drinking more water, I'm making sure I'm staying active, because it can hit anybody at any point. Everybody's fine until they're not. A lot of people say that. And I mean, you got to make sure you take care of yourself wholeheartedly in all the different realms and spaces that you are in. Do you think are there any common misconceptions about kidney disease that you feel like a lot of people may have?
I do think that a lot of people just think, oh, well, it's going to happen to me. My grandmother or like my sister had it, but it doesn't have to. Like I said, it can be preventable. And a lot of people think also, if they, are looking at dialysis, that's the end all be all. But kidney transplant is a beautiful thing. And that is what we also try to promote, is the availability to have that opportunity of receiving a transplant, whether it's from a deceased donor or maybe a family or friend. You only need one kidney to live. So it's can change an entire person's life, whether they, get that kidney transplant or not. That's why we kind of call it their second birthday is their kidney transplant anniversary. And that really is, a second chance at life and changes everything for that patient. So kidney transplant is huge, and it's a very positive outlook on anyone that is diagnosed with kidney disease.
Now, I know that for a lot of things, we're coming up on, legislative session, and sometimes people go up and advocate, at the Capitol. Are there any policies or legislative efforts that are currently in place or that you all are planning on advocating for, especially to support those who either are suffering suffering from kidney disease or just the people who are caring for those who have kidney disease?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, our annual Kidney Day is taking place the day after the walk on March 10th. It is open to the community to come out as well and join us. We will be in the Capitol starting that morning, and we're actually going to be doing a screening on the second floor rotunda of the Capitol. So the legislators can come by, or anyone walking by that day can come by and get a free kidney screening. And then we are going to be going and meeting with at least 20 different legislators, and we have a long list of items that we're going to be talking to them about. Last year, there was a bill that we were proposing for increased living donation. We did pass a bill a couple of years ago that eliminated any kind of discrimination against living donors for things like life or long-term disability insurance. So we were able to get that passed. That was an incredible win. And then we're also going to be talking about things like the difficulties and roadblocks for transportation to treatment for many of our patients. We have a bill for food as medicine because, like I just, was speaking about, that can make all the difference in your kidney health. So we do have a long list of an agenda that we'll be meeting with these legislators on. We do this every year, and it's so impactful to be able to go out there and actually sit down and have like 30 minutes with each different public servant and talk to them about ways that they can help make these patients' lives better.
Thank you for sharing that. I would say to anybody, and I know everybody is not affected by kidney disease, but there are also a lot of people who, if you're looking for a good cause to advocate for, if you're looking to join, a part of another organization who's just doing all that they can to give education, give resources, please feel free to join them on that day, because I know for a lot of people, those who show up, there's people who show up for all types of things all the time that I do, and they don't have anything to do with it, but they simply have that, I just want to help, or I just want to be able to spread more information. And I really hope that you all will be able to join or get that free health screening. I mean, you never know. Get yourself checked out. Can you share again with the audience when the Tallahassee Kidney Walk will be again, so that they can put that on their calendar, they can share it with friends, and the location and time?
Yeah, so you're getting kind of like both events all happening back to back. So you're getting a full-blown kidney weekend pretty much in Tallahassee. March 9th is the walk at Cascades Park, and we start with registration at 12:30 p.m. So after church, we're giving people the chance to get out there, have a beautiful afternoon. And the walk will actually get started at 2 p.m. through Cascades Park. But before then, we'll have different speakers and sponsors and a DJ and a lot of fun stuff going on in like the very center of the park. And then the next day is our lobby day in the Capitol on March 10th. And we start at 9 a.m. and you can just, come on up and meet us and, get assigned to a different group and go and have those meetings if you're interested in making a difference that way as well. So come out for the walk on that Sunday and then join us on Monday in the Capitol if you're able to.
Yes, y'all, please support. I hope everybody is able to be there. I'm sure my mom will be, in attendance or sharing it around as well. And there are going to be quite a few people. I always love, featuring these type of events on my story. Like, I'm really big on community. I'm really big on us all sticking together, because we all are going through so many things. And when I see people who are just as passionate as I am about truly being able to educate others, advocate for others, because those are my two big ones, I of course want to share with them. So I'm glad that you were able to share more about the 2025 Tallahassee Kidney Walk. Y'all make sure y'all are there again, March 9th and 10th. They want to see you all there. And y'all, please make sure that y'all are keeping engaged with Miss Savannah Lynn. So I actually want to give you the opportunity to share with the audience where they can either connect with you or connect with NKFF if they want to know more information.
Yeah, so they can go directly to our website, which is easy. It's kidney, KIDNEY, fllikeflorida.org. And from there, you can see all the different events that we have going on. You can connect to the different programs that I talked about, like the screenings, the financial assistance programs. And then you can also link up to the different walks that we have. Tallahassee Kidney Walk is real easy as well. It's tallahasseekidneywalk.org. Or if you just go to kidneywalk.org, you'll see a list of all the different events we have coming up in Florida. We have 9 kidney walks this year.
Wow.
So if you're not in Tallahassee, join us somewhere else.
Right. If you're in the neighboring cities, y'all make sure y'all go out and really be at the event, really show up and show out. I hope you all learned so much more today. And I really hope that you will stay locked in. You will make sure that you get involved with that. But before I leave, I ask that you connect with me on all my social media platforms, which is subscribing to the Kaylin's Caring Connection, Inspiring Moments with Kaylin YouTube channel, and turn on your post notifications. You can follow me on Instagram at KaylinCares15, on LinkedIn and Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection. And by all means, please visit the website, which is www.kaylinscaringconnection.com. Thank you so much for listening in today. And as I wrap up the show, I always ask that you remember one thing: you are loved, you are enough, and you matter. Let me add one more: your health matters. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. Until next time, be blessed.